You ever have one of those weeks where everything is going smoothly, until an HOA decides they own what you built with your own two hands? Yeah, that was me. I've got a decent-sized property out on the edge of town. Nothing fancy, just a workshop I built myself, big enough for my tools, a couple projects, and a few classic cars I tinker with. It's zoned agricultural, way outside the HOA borders. Their power stops 2 streets away. But apparently, that memo never reached Karen, the HOA president. It started when I came home one Friday and noticed something strange: 3 random SUVs parked inside my workshop. My garage door had been propped open with a cinder block. I walked in, dumbfounded, wondering if I was being robbed. Instead, I found Karen and 2 other HOA board members casually unloading chairs and decorations from one of the SUVs. "Excuse me?" I asked. "What are you doing in my workshop?" Karen, without missing a beat, waved her hand like I was interrupting.
"Oh, don't worry, this is temporary.
We needed extra storage space for the HOA community event tomorrow. You weren't using this."
I laughed. Out loud.
"This is private property.
You broke into my building.
You need to move your cars and leave now." Karen rolled her eyes.
Don't be dramatic.
As a resident in the community, you have to comply with HOA directives. It's in the bylaws.
Ich steppet forward.
Lady, my property isn't in your HOA.
You broke into my shop.
You've got 5 minutes to clear out before I call the cops.
She smirked. Go ahead.
I'll call them myself and tell them you're interfering with an official HOA function. And she actually did it. Right there in front of me, she dialed 911. But here's the fun part: when the officers showed up, she went running to them like a child tattling on the playground. This man is preventing us from accessing community storage space. He's in violation of HOA rules. The officers turned to me, and I calmly handed them my deed ID and the pictures I'd snapped of her cars inside my workshop.
This is my land.
These people forced entry and are trespassing. The cops looked at her, then back at me. Then one officer radioed in for a tow truck. Karen lost it. "Wait, you're towing our cars?" "He's lying. He doesn't have the authority to." The officer cut her off.
"Ma'am, his name is on the deed.
This property is not within your HOA. By forcing entry, you committed trespassing. And your vehicles are being towed for illegal parking on private property." You could practically hear her soul leave her body when the tow trucks rolled in. One by one, her precious SUVs got hooked up and hauled off. Each tow came with a hefty impound fee, about $300 a pop, plus fines. Karen tried to argue, but the cops weren't having it. In fact, she was lucky they didn't press charges for breaking and entering. When the dust settled, the officers advised me to install cameras, which I already had, and stronger locks, which I upgraded the next day. They also said if HOA members ever stepped foot on my property again, I had every right to press charges. Karen still drives past my place every now and then, glaring like she's plotting revenge. But since that day, not a single HOA car has mistakenly appeared in my workshop again.
And me?
I went right back to tinkering with my cars, only this time with a little extra satisfaction knowing that the HOA learned a very expensive lesson: my shop isn't their storage unit.